Hi guys, my name is Ryan Joseph de la Cruz, leader of Group 6, and my member is Rex, Ken, Jericho, and GL. At bumabati po kami sa inyo ng magandang umaga, tanghali, at gabi sa inyo, aking mga kaklase na magaganda at gwapo. Siyempre, lalong-lalo na sa aming pinakamabait, maunawain, masipag, matapat, masayahin, makajos, at higit sa lahat, gwapo. Walang iba kundi ang aming guro na si Ginoong Luigi. At sa araw na ito, ako at ang aking grupo ay magpe-present at ito ay pinamagatang Determination 1972 Martial Law. In this slide, siya po ay si Ferdinand E. Marcos, ipinanganak noong September 11, 1917 in Sarat, Philippines. Siya ay namatay noong September 28, 1989 in Honolulu, Hawaii, US. Siya ay naging presidente noong 1966 hanggang 1986. At ang pangalan ng kanyang asawa ay si Imelda Romualdez. At ang pangalan ng kanyang mga anak na si Maria Imelda Marcos, Ferdinand Emmanuel Marcos Jr., Arwin Marcos, Amy Marcos. Author's background. Si Ferdinand E. Marcos ipinanganak noong September 11, 1917 in Sarat, Ilocos Norte. At ang kanyang magulang na si Mariano Marcos at Josefa Edralin. Ang kanyang magulang ay parehong guro noong 1923 hanggang 1929. Siya ay nag-aral ng elementarya sa Sarat Central School, Shamrock Elementary School in Lawag, and Ermita Elementary School in Manila. Nakapagtapos din siya ng high school and liberal arts course in University of the Philippines. Habang estudyante siya, ay naging third lieutenant siya in ROTC. In 1935, si Assemblyman Julio Nalundasan ay political rival ng kanyang tatay. And then, siya ay binaril at namatay. At ang pagkamatay ni Julio Nalundasan ay sinisisi sa mga Marcoses. At si Ferdinand Marcos ay nakulong dahil siya daw ang may pakana sa pagkamatay ni Julio Nalundasan. In 1939, si Ferdinand Marcos ay nakatanggap ng bachelor degree cum laude from UP College of Law. And isa din siyang valedictorian and magna cum laude sa kanyang klase. Habang nasa kulungan noon si Ferdinand Marcos sa kanyang kaso na Nalundasan murder, ay hindi siya nakakapag-attend sa kanyang klase. At habang nasa kulungan siya, ay nagre-review siya para sa nalalapit ng kanyang bar examination, and yun, naging top na siya and he became lawyer in Manila. As a lawyer and master politician, si Ferdinand Marcos ay maraming pinasukan sa gobyerno. Naging din siyang Senate President, Senator, member of the House Representative for the 3 terms, legislators, and became President of the Philippines in 1965 and re-elected in 1969 on September 21, 1972. And yun nga, nag-declare din po siya ng martial law noon. And doon po nagsimula yung People's Power Revolution in EDSA. At ngayon nga, dahil sa People Power Revolution, EDSA People Power Revolution po, napatalsik po si Ferdinand Marcos sa Hawaii. And doon po namatay si Ferdinand E. Marcos sa Honolulu, Hawaii, US. Reason of creation. The late President Marcos went on television to announce Proclamation number 1081 establishing a state of martial law in the Philippines. Constitutional authoritarianism or the use of constitutional law to justify authoritarian governance was imposed on the entire country to build a new society. The government's official rationale for the order was to protect the authority of the republic and guarantee security of its citizens against lawless elements, particularly communist and insurgency and other rebellious tendencies. Ito po daw yung dahilan kung bakit siya nag-impose ng martial law, which is pinoprotektahan niya lang po daw ang kanyang mamayanan sa mga masasamang elements gaya ng mga communist and rebellious tendencies. And yun nga, to build a new society.
So let's now proceed for our major contents and arguments. While ascertaining the real intention of Marcos for imposing military rule is the subject of endless debate between opposing views. So the major contents and arguments was the endless debate between opposing views. Isa sa mga dahilan ng pagtatalo ang magkakasalungat at magkakaibang pananaw ng mga tao. The result is obvious. The martial law regime prolonged and centralized the far-reaching presidential powers and privilege of Marcos for a total of 21 years, starting in 1965 and re-election in 1969, until his deposition through a peaceful social uprising in 1986. Instead of its promised stability and prosperity, the imposition of martial law generated intense social conflicts and worsening economic crisis. So, baliktad po yung nangyari. Sa halip na katatagan at kaunlaran ang idulot ng martial law, it becomes an intense social conflicts and worsening economic crisis. Growing civil discontent and political opposition combined with a restive military to resist the repressive Marcos regime. The United States of America had also withdrawn its support for the Marcoses. All this culminated in the momentous event now known as People's Power Revolution, which was a series of street protests that converged along EDSA. So yun, nagtapos po ang lahat ng ito dahil sa napakahalagang kaganapan na kung saan tinatawag po natin itong People's Power Revolution. Isang serye ng mga protesta na nagtagpo sa kahabaan ng EDSA. A major thoroughfare in Metro Manila or sa pangunahing lansangan po ng Metro Manila on February 22 to 25, 1986.
For the context of time or the circumstances that formed in that time, at 7:17 p.m. on September 23, 1972, President Ferdinand Marcos announced on television that he had placed the entirety of the Philippines under martial law. This marked the beginning of a 14-year period of a one-man rule that would effectively last until Marcos was exiled from the country on February 25, 1986. Even though the formal document proclaiming martial law, Proclamation Number 1081, which was dated September 21, 1972, was formally lifted on January 17, 1981. Marcos retained essentially all of his powers as dictator until he was ousted. So, sa madaling salita, napanatili po ni Marcos ang kanyang kapangyarihan bilang diktador hanggang sa mapatalsik siya. Ito po yung naging simula ng isa sa makabuluhang pangyayari sa termino niya bilang isang presidente na magpahanggang ngayon ay tinutuligsa pa din ng madaming historian, hindi lang sa ating bansa, maging sa ibang bansa.
For the guiding power of the topic, for this part, it answers the question of, is the source capable of guiding you in addressing contemporary problems or issues, in what particular issue, and how? As stated, so definitely, the sources are capable of addressing some problems and issues occurring today, but in what particular aspect it will relate. As we can observe, in first place, the leaders and its people needs historical narratives or analysis to depend on. Therefore, it is guaranteed that the sources were able to address different contemporary problems and issues. According to multiple historical narratives, under former President Ferdinand Marcos, during implementation of martial law, thousands of innocent people arrested and suffered or even killed from unjustified violence. Question is, in what particular contemporary issue it will relate and how? Nowadays, particularly the poor people, still experience this unjustified violence and treatment. So, these sources prove that being violent is not the solution to prevent communist group or to make a change. In fact, whatever the people's status are, everyone should be acknowledged equally and decide what the best for them in the future. That would be all for Guiding Power. Thank you.
Yes, the idea totally satisfies the standard for a top-notch piece. The knowledge contained in this page is used. To learn about martial law, it is all required knowledge. The author accurately and truthfully described the topic to help readers grasp it more completely. So let me tell you briefly. At the time of September 23, 1972, President Ferdinand Marcos declared martial law in the Philippines. To construct a new society, constitutional authoritarianism was imposed on the entire country. The government issued a decree to safeguard the republic authority and secure the safety of its population from lawless elements, especially communists, insurgency, and the other rebellious impulses. While the true reason Marcos imposed military rules is debated, the consequences is clear. The martial law administration prolongs and centralizes presidential powers and privilege for 21 years. The premise is excellence. This page information is used to learn about martial law. The author describes the matter accurately, helping the readers to understand it.